Well, top of the morning to you, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you all early on your Thursday morning. It has been a very long night in the Weather Center. A cat nap for about 30 minutes. That was the end of it. We've just been watching this stuff pretty much train over the same location all night long. And we have showers and thunderstorms out there this morning. So we're going to kind of tell you what's going on. First of all, let me say that there's no severe weather out there at the moment. There are some strong thunderstorms across central Alabama, back over into East Alabama and west central Georgia. But we do not have any severe weather watches or warnings at the moment. We do have a flash flood watch that covers most of central and east Alabama and parts of Georgia. We'll show you that in just a few moments. But we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings or watches. We do not have any tornado watches or warnings this morning as well. But what we do have is a lot of rain. So let's just dive into it. We'll show you where the rain is taking place this morning. We'll start up there in northwest Georgia. Some pretty heavy rain up there around Rome. That stretches down to near Rockmart and then down to around Bremen along I-20. And that stretches back to the west to just southeast of Gadsden. And then that line of storms trails down into just south of Anniston, back down into Talladega County, right along the Talladega-Clay County line. Some heavy thunderstorms up there around Mount Cheahaw this morning, and then stretching back down into southern Talladega County. Over in Georgia, from Peachtree City back into Heard County. Pretty nasty ride this morning from Franklin over to Noonan. Very, very heavy rainfall, probably some hail and some really dangerous lightning there between Franklin and Noonan this morning. And then back in Alabama, we've got some pretty heavy rainfall up there in Graham, Alabama this morning, up in the northeast corner of Randolph County. And then for the rest of Randolph County, maybe some scattered showers just to the east of Woodland over there on the eastern side of the county, along County Road 87. Wedowee, you look good for now. Roanoke, just some scattered light showers to the south right there along the Randolph County, Chambers County line. And then back over into Clay County from Chulafini down to around Delta. And then back to the northwest corner of Clay, very heavy rainfall. Also from Talladega down to around Sylacauga, back over to Childersburg. Copious amounts of rain coming down this morning. And we do see a couple of areas where we could be looking at some light hail or small hail this morning, just north of Sylacauga. And then looking a little further west from Birmingham down to Alabaster, back to the west of Montevallo, and then to the south of Tuscaloosa. We see some scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning. And then going all the way over to the Alabama-Mississippi state line, we see some heavy thunderstorms, and really these are the only two storms that's prompting any type of verbiage from the Weather Service this morning. We do have special weather statements in effect for both of these thunderstorm cells over on the Mississippi state line near Livingston, Alabama, and then they're just to the west of Utah, right along I-20 from Moundville south down to around Livingston. Those two thunderstorms there. They're moving off to the east-northeast. They should stay north of Demopolis, and they will be moving up toward the Birmingham metro area the next couple of hours. Folks, I'm afraid this is the MO for the next 48 hours or so. We're going to see scattered showers and thunderstorms continue throughout the day today. This is a stalled cold front that has kind of washed out right across central Alabama up into north Georgia. The anchoring low pressure system that's at the top end of this cold front is up in Tennessee, headed toward Kentucky. And as it continues to move off to the northeast, it's going to leave this cold front behind. There's not going to be a steering mechanism in place to push this thing anywhere. So it's just going to kind of meander around central Alabama and middle Georgia the remainder of today and then tomorrow. I think, though, that the heating of the day is really going to be significant as to where these storms continue to fire off as we go throughout the day. So I'm saying that to say that I think late afternoon today and into the overnight, we'll see all this stuff calm down a good bit. And then on Friday, this is going to kind of lift back to the north as a warm front. And again, when we get into the heating of the day on Friday, we'll see showers and thunderstorms develop once again. And then Saturday, the main cold front from the west, another piece of energy is going to come at us from the west, and it's going to push all this stuff out of here finally. But right now, Saturday looks like it's going to be even more of a significant severe weather threat for Alabama and Georgia, and I'll show you that on the graphics in just a few moments. So we don't anticipate widespread severe weather today or tomorrow. Saturday, though, may be a totally different story. However, we could have a strong to marginally severe thunderstorm pretty much at any time across Alabama today and tomorrow. I think it'll, like I said, will back off tonight. So, yeah, brand new special weather statement just issued by the National Weather Service office at Peachtree City, and that's for that area I was just telling you about. Now it's over there pretty close to Noonan, just west of Peachtree City. I mean, it is raining in downtown Noonan right now. That's a pretty significant storm. There's Noonan. The heaviest part of it is still a little bit west of downtown Noonan, coming right up Highway 34. So if you typically travel from Franklin to Noonan, you're in this mess this morning. And it is a very heavy rainfall, probably some small hail there. We have a 70% chance of hail, should be about a half inch or smaller in size. So windy conditions, heavy rainfall, lots of lightning, 42 strokes of lightning there in the last couple of minutes with that heavy thunderstorm cell between Franklin and Noonan as it moves off to the east-northeast. All right, so a couple of other things I want to show you this morning. We're kind of doing a live version of our primetime forecast. This is the time of day typically I would be here with your primetime forecast, but because we have ongoing weather, if I pre-recorded and posted a weather forecast right now, 30 minutes from now it would be out of date. So we just opted to go ahead and do it live this morning instead of pre-recording the forecast for you. So let's go back and talk about the severe weather possibilities. Don't forget to share us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, and then share us with your friends and ask your friends to share with their friends. That's how we get everybody on board, and we can warn everybody when we have severe weather. So let's look at the possibilities of severe weather for today. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, and you can see that marginal risk of severe weather does cover a good chunk of Alabama, most of the state of Georgia, all of South Carolina, and most of North Carolina, with the possibility of a strong to marginally severe thunderstorm today. Then we look at Friday. That marginal risk will lift back up to the north as this line of showers and thunderstorms lifts back to the north as well as a warm front. So that risk for severe weather, I think, will lessen some across East Alabama and West Georgia tomorrow, but we'll hang on to that chance up there in extreme North Alabama and North Georgia. The slight risk, which is a 2 out of 5, will be up across western Tennessee back into Arkansas and down into Texas. That's on Friday. All right, so let's take a look at Saturday. Look what happens. We have another storm system move in our direction from the west, and we see a slight risk category that will cover East Alabama, Northwest Georgia, much like what we saw last night. And there is some indication that slight risk area could be upgraded to an enhanced risk before we get to Saturday. We're still, the meteorologist and the National Weather Service is still mulling over the latest data from the balloon release, and they'll do that again this afternoon. They'll do that again tomorrow, and as we get closer to the event, they'll fine-tune this. But I got to tell you, this slight risk was in place yesterday. This is for Saturday. And it's extremely unusual to see the National Weather Service put out a slight risk on their 4-day outlook. And that's what we were looking at yesterday and the day before. So this is a little concerning for Saturday. This is going to be a very strong cold front. And at least right now, it appears that the opportunity for a significant severe weather outbreak across the southeastern United States is possible on Saturday into Saturday afternoon as this big cold front comes our way. So we're going to watch this, and we'll change the forecast as we get closer as well. Now let's take a look at a couple of local products from the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. Here is the severe possibilities for today and the timing. We have a marginal risk, that's a 1 out of 5, across East Alabama, over into West Georgia. It covers just about all of central Alabama, from just south of Huntsville all the way down south of Montgomery, and from the Mississippi state line all the way to the Georgia state line. And Georgia's also looking at this marginal risk in West Georgia, stretching all the way up into North Georgia today. So the timing, we think, through about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, anytime between now and about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, we could have a marginally severe thunderstorm across East Alabama and West Georgia. And then down there south of Roanoke, maybe in Chambers County, most of Tallapoosa, down into the Auburn-Opelika area in Lee County, and over into West Georgia, pretty much between 11 a.m. this morning and 6 p.m. this afternoon, we could have a severe thunderstorm, a marginal severe thunderstorm or two down in the valley area. So you folks who work outside, keep that in mind. All right, so we have a flash flood watch that is also in effect today, and this covers, like I said, a large area of central and east Alabama, even over into West Georgia. And here is the latest graphic from the National Weather Service on the possibilities for Saturday. Again, this is a slight risk category where tornadoes will be possible, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and quarter-sized hail. There is some indication that this slight risk area could be upgraded to an enhanced risk area before we get to Saturday. And that would just be almost unheard of in January. It has happened before, but it's not something you see very often. So we'll have to see as we go. And then that line pretty much cuts off down there along the I-85 corridor. South of I-85, we're looking at a marginal risk on Saturday down in southern Chambers County and most of Lee as this storm system moves through on Saturday. All right, so what do we expect today temperature-wise? It's going to be mild again today. 72 this afternoon in Roanoke, 73 in Ashland. Lineville goes to 72. Wedowee at 71. 73 over in Franklin. We'll do the mid-70s down in Chambers County. The hot spot's going to be down there at Tallahassee at 78. I'm a little surprised to see that forecast number that high because I don't think we're going to see any sun today. I think we're going to be cloudy most of the day. Let's hope we're cloudy most of the day. If we start to get some peaks at the sun, that's going to be a problem as we get into the afternoon. And let's see if we can get the satellite up. And we'll look at that in just a second. Because I do see some breaks in the clouds. That's not good. Let's go ahead and go back to the Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. And so the breaks that I see in the clouds, you can see them with me over here in West Alabama, north of Tuscaloosa, back down to around Philadelphia, Mississippi. You see some breaks in the clouds there. And there's also some thin clouds down in Elmore County and over into western Lee County, over near Notasulga. We see some breaks in the clouds. South of Montgomery, there are breaks in the clouds. So as the sun gets up and going good this morning, it will break through in some of these areas where you see clearing skies, and that will help destabilize the atmosphere. So when this line of storms moves through, I'm not really sure that this line makes it much further south than the I-85 corridor before it completely quits or before it completely stops. We'll see how that goes throughout the day. But again, we get some clearing and we get some sun peeking through over here in East Alabama before this line completely sinks down to the I-85 area. That could help intense these storms a little bit. Let's go back to Clay County and take the satellite off. And let's go to the, y'all bear with me here. I am running on empty this morning. Up all night long watching this. And so, let's see if we can get this to work. Radar's giving us a problem. Okay, well, we'll take that down and we'll restart. How about that? Modern technology is just a wonderful thing. It is, and then sometimes it is not. All right, now let's see if we can get this to. Now we're going somewhere. All right, base velocity is what I want to look at. Yeah, I see you up there, Paige. I've got several folks telling me that the sun is peeking through the clouds in Chambers County and in Randolph County. And so that's not necessarily a good thing this morning. We don't want to see the sun. So I wanted to look at some of the wind profiles in this line of storms that's moving out of Talladega County into Clay County. And I don't see anything alarming there, though this line is looks pretty strong. Back to the reflectivity, there you can see it. Anywhere you see the pinks, we could, especially where you see that little bitty dot of blue right there, that could be some small hail falling this morning. Not a tremendous amount of lightning output with this line. We're only looking at 5 strikes in the last 3 or 4 minutes. But from Waldo up here in Talladega County down to Chambers Springs and then curving back to Highway 148 just east of Sylacauga. Pretty good line of thunderstorms right there. And that's coming at you, Ashland. We welcome those of you that are listening to us this morning on WJHO 89.7 The Classic and God's Country 90.9 FM WFAZ. Great to have you folks over there on the FM side listening to us this morning. So Ashland, Lineville, Millerville, you do have a line of storms coming at you, but again, these are below severe limits. The Weather Service not even talking about them much this morning. We don't even have a special weather statement on it, so nothing of any alarm there. Just know it's going to be a heavy rain shower when it moves through. You're going to get a little lightning and maybe some gusty winds, 15, 20 miles per hour. The only storm in Alabama that we have any type of notice on is this one way down here just north of Demopolis, and that's a special weather statement. Now, we have just received a severe thunderstorm warning from the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. That's going to be for this storm that's now just east of Noonan. It's crossing over I-85 out there just east of Noonan, and that's headed to Peachtree City. That's going to move pretty close to the National Weather Service office over there at Atlanta at Peachtree City. And it's going to continue moving on off to the east. So let me just read the verbiage for those of you who are over there in West Georgia that's following this storm. Severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette County in north central Georgia, central Coweta County in West Georgia, and southeastern Clayton County in north central Georgia. This warning is in effect until 9:30. So that's about another 21 minutes for you folks over in Georgia. Severe thunderstorm was located just east of Noonan, moving east at 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is 60 mile per hour wind gust. Locations in the path of this storm include Fayetteville, Peachtree City, Sonoya, Sharpsburg, East Noonan, Stars Mill, and Sandy Creek as this moves off to the east. Again, that's getting out of our coverage area, but it's just barely. We normally follow storms over to around Noonan, so typically when they cross over I-85, we let them go because Atlanta Television is definitely covering that storm this morning, so we'll let them handle that piece. Back over here in East Alabama, basically from I-20 and south, stretching from Cleburne County down into extreme northern Randolph, back over to northern Clay County, and then right down that stair step where the county line between Clay and Talladega runs, we have that heavy thunderstorm continuing to move off to the east. But again, understand it's not severe. It's below severe limits at the moment. And unfortunately, we're going to continue to see this type of setup as we go throughout the remainder, especially this morning and probably lasting into early afternoon before this line sinks far enough south to get out of East Alabama and West Georgia. Watching live from the sky, my buddy Lawrence is headed to Boston. I'm assuming you're taking off from Atlanta this morning. Yeah, you should be good. Y'all, if you're in the air now, then you're headed away from the storms. You're in good shape. Have fun in Boston. Tell everybody on that 747 Dr. Don says hello this morning. That's the thing I love about this. You just never know who's going to be in the room with you. Just bear with me, folks. I'm looking at the comments right quick just to see if there's anything I need to mention before we go away. We're not going to stay wall to wall. We don't have any severe weather. It is definitely going to rain, thunder, lightning if you're along or ahead of this line of storms. Now, we did just get a special weather statement from the National Weather Service office at Birmingham. So let's take a look at that. All right, so strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Randolph and Clay counties through 9:45 this morning. At 8:11, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Mount Cheahaw to 6 miles northeast of Parkdale. Movement was off to the east at 35 miles per hour. The hazard with this line of storms is winds in excess of 40 miles per hour. The impact of this storm will be gusty winds, could knock down tree limbs, and could blow around unsecured objects. Locations in the path of this line of storms will include Roanoke, Lineville, Ashland, Wedowee, Lake Wedowee, Wadley, Woodland, Malone, Morrison's Crossroads, Barfield, Corinth, Foster's Crossroads. You guys were asking last night about your conditions. Well, you got a line of storms coming at you now. It'll also impact Delta, Crystal Lake, Graham, Dickert, Newell, R.L. Harris Dam, and Rock Mills eventually. Now, Rock Mills and Roanoke, you still got a ways to go. Wedowee, still got probably 15, 20 minutes before this storm gets here. But there it is. And you see that special weather statement outlined by that dotted blue line just issued by the National Weather Service. It's going to be for this line of storms that you see moving into Clay County. It's going to hit you first, Ashland, and then Lineville, you will be right behind it. Well, that's just cool beans right there, Lawrence. Lawrence says that JetBlue is who he's flying with, and he's getting some free Wi-Fi this morning. And so he is 35,000 feet watching Dr. Don headed toward Boston this morning. That's cool stuff. He says it was pretty rough leaving Atlanta, flying up over the turbulence there in northeast Georgia. But you get up to around 35,000. If you have to go around a storm at 35,000 feet, it's pretty intense. So I think you're going to be okay as you head on to the northeast. That's good stuff. Warner Robbins is in the house this morning. Yeah, there's your special weather statement for Clay and Randolph. Basically from about Ashland all the way over to the Georgia state line there along the Randolph County, Heard County line. We have that special weather statement now in effect for that line of thunderstorms, producing maybe up to 40-mile-per-hour straight-line winds. And can't rule out the possibility of a little hail. There's a 40% chance that we have hail within this storm, and we would expect the hail size to be a half-inch or smaller. I really don't see anything there that looks like we have severe hail taking place. We are under a flash flood watch for the remainder of today in this area. That is the only watch that we have. We are not under a tornado watch or severe thunderstorm. The only severe weather warning we have in the southeast right now is this severe thunderstorm warning over here in Coweta and Fayette County as this big storm just east of I-85 continues to move off to the east-northeast this morning. Lots of thunder and lightning and very heavy rainfall, gusty winds over in western Clay County. Moving into the Ashland area this morning as we speak. Okay, folks, so that's basically what we've got for you this morning. I just wanted to jump in here and do a live update instead of our primetime forecast and kind of bring you up to date on what's going on. These showers and thunder showers are going to continue. You see, it's like a train. It's stacked up from Atlanta all the way back to the Alabama-Mississippi state line. And all these storms continue to move off to the east. I'll put it in motion so you can kind of get a sense of the direction of these storms. The entire line is sinking south ever so slowly, and then it's going to park itself somewhere around the I-85 corridor this afternoon, and then tomorrow it will back up as a warm front. We'll have to deal with this again tomorrow, and then on New Year's Day, we're going to have a final main cold front come at us from the northwest that is going to give us the opportunity for a significant severe weather outbreak on Saturday. All modes of severe weather will be possible across East Alabama and West Georgia. And then that may continue Saturday afternoon into Saturday overnight. On Sunday, as the front passes, our winds are going to turn to the northwest. They are going to become very gusty, and our temperature is going to go south. We most likely will get into the 40s before the sun sets Sunday afternoon, and we'll be headed for an overnight low somewhere in the mid-20s across East Alabama and West Georgia. Yeah, I don't even know if I should say this or not. All right, listen to me, folks. Listen to what I'm about to say and understand what I'm saying. There's a slight chance we could see a flurry or two Sunday night into Monday morning. I'm talking about a flake or two. I am not forecasting snow for East Alabama and West Georgia. To me, a snow is measurable. That's a snow event. Whatever we get Sunday night, which probably will be nothing, if we do see some white stuff, it will be just flurries. And here's what could happen. If our temperatures drop fast enough, it could squeeze out every little bitty drop of moisture left in the atmosphere, and we could see a few snowflakes Sunday night into Monday morning, but it will not be measurable. The ground will be well above freezing. It will not cause an issue. It will not accumulate. So please don't go away from this morning's broadcast and say Dr. Don said it was going to snow Sunday night, because that's not what I'm saying. But we could see a flurry or two. And for you snow lovers, I hope that we do. We'll see. We'll be able to tell a little bit more about that as we get a little bit closer as well. Yeah, there's Chris this morning. Yeah, uh-oh, you have done it now. You better go run to the store and get your bread and milk so you can have bread and milk sandwiches, I guess. No. We're not looking at anything like that. This is not the type setup we've got to have to go raid the store. We got to have a low-pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico with cold weather already in place to get a good snow across East Alabama and West Georgia, and that is not what we are going to see on Sunday. Y'all don't be out there telling stories on me now. Because I'll get hate mail come Monday morning if there's not 12 inches of snow on the ground. All right, folks, we're going to continue to watch this offline, and if there is any need to come back with severe weather information, I'll be right back with you. Again, a strong line of storms moving through central Clay County. That is going to continue to move on into Randolph County, and eventually it'll make it into West Georgia. It is strong. You're going to have extremely heavy rainfall, gusty winds, thunder and lightning, but it is below severe limits. And then we see rain continuing to train over the same areas all the way back to the Mississippi state line over there around Utah, Alabama. So this trend is going to continue at least throughout the morning and maybe into the afternoon. We've got the clouds trying to thin out a little bit. That's going to allow the sun to peek through, could warm things up enough to amplify some of these storms as we go throughout the day. There is a marginal risk for severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia for the remainder of today. So we're going to watch it for you, and if need be, if conditions warrant, then we will be right back here with you to give you coverage on Dr. Don's weather. So stay with us. Watch your Facebook feed. Go to drdonwx.com. Here, let me put that link up here for you. I understand the link on Facebook to our weather app is broke, and we're going to get that fixed today. But in the meantime, if you'll click on that link I just posted in the chat room, that will carry you over to our website. Upper right-hand corner, you click on the Google Play or the App Store, depending on what kind of phone you've got, and you download the app to your phone. So that way you get a push notification when we go live for severe weather. It's your best idea. And also you'll see a donate button there where you can support us if you would like to. And we appreciate everything you guys do for us, and we need all the support we can get. This is very time-consuming, and it is expensive. So help us out if you possibly can at drdonwx.com. Download that weather app, and if we need to come back with severe weather coverage, we'll be right back with you here on Dr. Don's Weather. If not, enjoy the remainder of your Thursday. We'll see you back in here first thing tomorrow morning for your New Year's Eve forecast and an update on that possibility of severe weather on Saturday. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye now.